never want to mix politics and sports, but politics is such a heavy part of everyone's life now.
I adamantly disagree with that concept.
That's what I agree. I think they go hand in
I don't
hand.
even know why it makes sense. Sports and politics have always gone hand in hand. Who is Muhammad Ali? Who is Jackie Robinson?
All these people.
Who is Jesse Owens? Who is Arthur Ashe? There's always been a tie to social activism and sports. It's not new.
Nope.
It's always been necessary. It is a silly, stupid concept. I don't even like entertaining it. It just doesn't historically make sense. I don't have conversations that don't make any sense. Historically, that doesn't make sense.
Obviously, I've never listened to that shit because just as you said, I'm on there talking my shit. I'm on here, I got a group, P68, that we do all kinds of political stuff. And, I've been in the streets. I've, helped pass bills at the state capitol. So I'm very active in understanding that my voice is for a lot of those who don't have a voice. My voice is for, what are you talking about? You made money, but, family doesn't make the money I make, or friends haven't made the money I make, so I need to.
That doesn't matter anyway. You pay taxes, right? You have to follow the laws of this country.
Same shit.
Do you have to stop at stop signs?
I do
Do you have to register your car?
We put our pants on the same way. We go to the bathroom the same.
It doesn't it's the idea that if you play sports or that you have money that you don't have, that politics doesn't apply to you. Everything in our life is politics. Signing a lease for your apartment is politics. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You shouldn't apply. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. And I mean, back to your original question, I just think we're in just such a terrible time now, because politics used to just mean picking the best candidate, but now there's a line in the sand. And to me, I'm someone who faced a lot of racism growing up. Nearly had my high school burned down by the KKK. So anyone who represents any type of hate, I can't get down. I don't care how much good you could do or could possibly do or you have in mind. Once you represent hate, I can't get down with that. And I just feel like what this administration represents so much hate that there's just, I can't get through the hate, see if they're actually doing anything right, because the hate is more blatant than it's ever been. The disrespect, the people, the inferior, like white people thinking they're better than other people. And it's just crazy right now what they're doing to our Mexican brothers and sisters out here, and particularly in LA, and how important that community is. I mean, and my kids are having, the twins' mom is Mexican, you know what I mean? So I'm always down for, black and brown unity. And I'm hoping that all this shit that the Mexican community is going through, and obviously what the black community continues to go through, will bring us together. Because I think we're the majority now. We're definitely not the minority, but we can't come together. And I think that's what continues to hold us back. And we saw what us not coming together did in this past election. So, I mean, I don't want to get too deep down the political hole, but
we can go all the way down. I don't mind.
I think we need to come together.
I think it has a lot to do with proximity to whiteness.
I feel you.
Yeah, because black women overwhelmingly, in a majority, don't ever forget that there is no such thing as proximity to whiteness. There just is, or there is not.
Period.
And of course, not all white people are evil. Not all white people hate black people. Not all white people are racist.
And not to cut you off, keep your thought. It's on the flip side, every race and ethnicity have racist people in it. So it's definitely not just one, but it's heavy right now.
Yeah. But historically, in this country, the white racism has colonized this land from the jump, and is the issue, is the festering boil of this particular country's issue. And one thing I cannot do in conversations is whataboutism. Like, well, what about, this country? I don't live in that fucking country.
To the point.
I don't live in that fucking country. You want to worry about them? Worry about them. I'm talking about this country right now, our problems where I live that affect my family and me. We can solve other people's problems after we have this conversation. But the whataboutism always creates this spin-off thing, what is just a redirect from, it's just changing the subject. And we need to stay on subject.
Yep.
So not all white people are evil, but when we're talking about people who have true hate or racism, or have been convinced to believe that someone who doesn't look like them is the cause and root of their problems, which is fucking, at its core, literal insanity. It is your brain is not functioning properly. It makes no fucking sense.
Or taken away from them is somehow going to help you.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. It never has made any sense. It's just a way to control people. But that is never going to be you. Like white people who think like that do not care if you look like them, if you speak their language, if you work for them. Like it's just not what it is. So proximity to whiteness is such a fucking issue, and to me it's so weird, and it was the root of this election.
Yeah, no, I would agree 100%. And to me, the people who hate, if you sat them down in a room and said, "Hey, why do you hate?" I bet you they couldn't give you no real reason.
Well, those people can barely spell, so
Right, but I even think, I mean, the poor white trash, that too. But I also think like there's people higher up in government and wealthy people, and you see all these billionaires and companies that donated to the current president. You know what I mean? So
well,
I think
those people to me hate for profit.
that's still hate though.
It is hate, but that's they
Greed.
can't explain it. It's greed.
Yeah, but so I mean, to me, at the same time, hate is hate, and you know, the levels of hate and the way it's really affecting people's lives. And again, I guarantee 95% of the people who hate, if we sat them down, they could get to the root of why they hate. They just hate to hate, or they hate because they're following people, or they've been told to hate. So it's just like stand. We have too many followers in this country, whether it be good or bad. Like people just follow weird shit instead of like really being like. There's a ton of people that support Donald Trump right now that know this motherfucker is tripping right now. But who is man or woman enough to stand up and say it? You know what I mean? So it's just like,
Well, then that's admitting that you're wrong, which is something that nobody likes to do. But then after you admit you're wrong, you then have to take steps to fix it. Then you have to move off of your opinion. You have to move off of your beliefs. And most people are just not going to do that. They have either too much pride, or there's too much that they have to change about themselves.
looking in that mirror.
Yeah, right. To then move in any kind of direction. And the people that really honestly drive me the most insane, who are like, there's no good candidate. There never was a perfect candidate. This whole idea of polarization in politics, well, like this person, I'm not going to vote for this person because I don't agree with this one thing that they're involved in. What? That's how you vote? Or you won't vote at all because this was one candidate's party or whatever was associated with something. That's not how politics work. It's become very frustrating for me to even have conversations with people, and I'm trying not to like completely tap out because I know that's the point, is like normalization. So I'm really trying to avoid it, but it's obviously exhausting to every day be online, see all the terrible things that are happening, seeing the repercussions of all these things, see how people continue to stand 10 toes down with the insanity. Right. To me, I'm like, people have to actually experience the pain of their decisions.
Yeah, I mean, but your vote matters. Your vote has consequences, and there's a lot of red states now that are like, damn, what's going on? Look at Texas. No, damn,
awful.
What's going on? And who deployed to Texas? Mexico deployed to Texas to help people out. So it's just like, it's so ass backwards, but at the same time, to your point, we can't tap out because that's what they want. But we got to hope at some point that common sense starts becoming more common in people, and they have to see what this divisiveness, and I think race is just using an excuse to obviously economically hold other people back. You know what I mean? And they get you to think like, hey, this gets you to think one way and paint this beautiful picture, and then at the end of the day, it ends up hurting you too. So it's just like, I think, for black and brown people, politics is never, this is not something a majority of us didn't discuss this at our dinner table. We weren't made to have a voice or a footprint in this space. So I think we have to go above and beyond and prepare ourselves and read and do our due diligence. And I think as a community, as a culture, we only read headlines. And I'm guilty of it sometimes, but when it comes to this policy and politics, you really have to read the fine print and understand the dynamic and the power of your vote. That's why I say if the black and brown people came together, it'd be a wrap. We came together for Biden, and they thought we cheated. That's how powerful when we come together and unified we are. So I'm hoping that we learn from this next 4 years and we understand how important coming together is, and we come together.